All right, to be or not to be? That's the question for Jeff Rogstad today, who's out on the go for us this morning, checking out Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan.
Well, what doth a cousin lay to Mowbray's charge? It must be great that can inherit us, so much as of a thought of ill in him.
Good morning. We are here on the set of Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan, in particular, Richard II, the tragedy of Richard II. Director Sky Brandon and Richard II, Braden Butler with us today. So first of all, Sky, this play is, first of all, the first time it's been done in Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan, or maybe even Saskatoon, and it's rarely done. What made you think this was the time to do this play?
Well, the history plays in general, I love just as a bulk of plays because of the reference that they always seem to echo, and Richard II is no exception. That character specifically as a potentially tyrannical leader has lots of parallels to what's happening today, and so I think that's one of the things that always draws me to this play.
All right, and so this is a role that I suspect you've never tackled before. Is it important to keep what Sky was saying about sort of the here and now, or how do you sort of ground this character?
I think absolutely you ground it in your own understanding of the here and now and the tyrants that we see in our world today and over time, and then you also ground it in the personal. You find a way to connect with a tyrant on a personal level, which is quite one of the greatest challenges, I'd say, of the role.
Well, we talk about, you know, when I was certainly going back and taking a look at this character, there's something, dare I say, presidential about this character. Is that fair?
I'd say that's almost Trumpian, I would say.
Well, I wasn't going to put words in your mouth, but there you go.
In general, I find that the modern context influences how I'm reading the story, but it's the historical research that I find grounds me deeply, like personally, with the character and finding out what made them human in their real life.
Well, the humanity is very important. And just as we wrap up here, again, it's I just want to say before we leave you is that when the director's job is over, you leave.
I do.
But you'll be leaving for Scotland.
I do. In a few days, head to the Edinburgh Festival with Iago Speaks, which Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan produced just a few years ago. So it's a nice full circle moment.
All right, well, break a leg with that, and with this show and break a leg.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Now let's head back out on the go and check in with Jeff Rogstad, who is out learning about the Bard this morning.
What fools these mortals be. Good morning. We are here with, well, maybe one of the fools, and I mean that in the best possible way. Ken MacLeod is playing the role of Nick Bottom in A Midsummer Night's Dream. So, first of all, have you played this role before?
I have, actually, yeah. I played it when I was at grad school in Las Vegas, so.
Okay. And for people who may not be familiar with the character, or at least his sort of spot within A Midsummer Night's Dream, what is it?
Bottom is full of bravado and maybe charisma, and he tends to be seen as maybe the ipso facto leader of the Mechanicals, the troupe of rough, hardworking men who get together to put on a play.
and put on a play, and in the context of this show, 1985, how does that, I guess, influence or manifest itself while you're doing this play outside of costuming?
I mean, this show is a celebration of the 40 years that have happened since the very first production at Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan, which was A Midsummer Night's Dream. So there's plenty of homages to that moment in history of putting up that tent.
Well, it was a wonderful time in Saskatoon's history, and it's great to see that sort of tribute being played back to the original production. Thank you so much, and break a leg with the show.
Yeah, we're loving it. Good to see you here. Come on down.
All right, now I head back out on the go and check in with Jeff Rogstad, who's getting set for the kickoff of Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan.
Further I say, and further will maintain, that he did plot the Duke of Gloucester's death.
Good morning. We are here at the set of Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan, talking about two different plays. The artistic director of Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan, Kayvon Koshkam, is with us today. So count them, two shows this year. One we're familiar with, one maybe not so much. So let's talk about Midsummer Night's Dream. A lot of people know that one.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a formative theater experience, I think, for many people. You learn about it in school, and often it's the first show you ever get to see, theater across the board, right? You know, Shakespeare or not. 1985, Saskatchewan, a tent goes up. What do? A Midsummer Night's Dream.
No way.
Yeah, so what are we doing 40 years later? A Midsummer Night's Dream. And I thought, could I turn it into a little bit of a love letter or homage to this community? So I set it in Saskatoon in the summer of 1985, and there's a lot of little Easter eggs and even some little cameos that people might pick up on later.
They might. Let's talk about Richard II, the tragedy of Richard II. Again, something that's not often done or often seen anywhere. So why this play? Why now?
Selfishly, The Tragedy of Richard II is one of my favorite plays. I'm a big fan of the histories, but I was also interested in that we're providing something that may be traditional. It's being done in the time it was set, a medieval England story, but also it's never been produced by us in 40 years. So in many ways, it's an innovative premiere. So there's something for everybody this season.
And something for everybody. And I always tell people, get your tickets early because the last 2 weeks always sell out, and you want to get people in here early on because there's you want to get that sort of that tidal wave of support.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the tidal wave is already going. We're seeing really strong responses already for the season. So do not sleep on getting your tickets. www.shakespearesask.com. Get those tickets right away. People are loving the shows already, and they're filling up.
All right, sounds real good. Break a leg with the run.
Thank you, sir.